Hello everyone, Wild Rocket Health is here with you from this amazingly diverse and magnificent planet Earth. This is the 10th Awakening Anniversary video series commemorating 10 whole years, a whole decade of spiritual growth. In this video series I am explaining everything I have learned and continue to learn as it relates to health, wellness and becoming your greatest version. This time 10 years ago I underwent a near-death experience. And in doing so, I left behind my old self and was given a new chance at life on the condition that I embrace more love, compassion, and understanding for myself and for my talents, and to use my consciousness to better my position in the world and to be my true and authentic self. Today is part 13, anxiety and depression. In my previous life, and even during some parts of this awakening process since I was given a second chance, I have dealt with spells of depression and anxiety, more so in my previous life. But depression and anxiety is an issue which is quite near and dear to my heart because I have experienced it quite a lot in my early life, and not only have I dealt with it, but depression runs on both sides of my family. Both my mother's and my father's sides are genetically predisposed to position, and this trait has shown up quite acutely time and time again in members of my family. I am no different. I have also have had to carry over some of those genetic patterns and deal with them through my own consciousness and process. And so I want to talk about a little bit, explaining a few things that have helped me really overcome anxiety and depression and how to really change my relationship to it. Now, first and foremost, the most basic and important thing, which is so easy to understand and which will form the entire basis for how I want you to think about depression, especially if you have it, is this. It is totally okay to be depressed. There is nothing wrong with it. It does not mean that you are broken or flawed in any way. Yes, some of us are more genetically predisposed to depression than others, but every single human being on this planet, no matter how successful or how well bred they are, has had to deal with some form of depressive states in their lives. It is the nature of the human experience to pass through all emotions, particularly those rooted from a place of fear and anxiety and depression, a feeling that you have no worth in life and that nothing you say or do amounts to anything, losing your motivation and passion for things. This affects absolutely everybody to varying extents and in different contexts. So you have to understand, if you're dealing with any kind of a depression or you know you're prone to it, is that it's totally fine and beautiful and wonderful to have depression, and that in learning how to deal with this, we are not trying to fix it. We're not trying to somehow cure you or trying to make you feel like there's something about you that needs to change. What has really helped me in dealing with my own depression is trying to really going forward and embracing it for all that it is. Go into the depression, take some time out, stop everything that I'm doing, because at the point that I'm depressed, I have no joy or passion or desire to do anything anyway. I am completely out of motivation. Nothing feels good. So at that point, it's very important to put the brakes on everything in your life. If you have to work or you are in a position where you can't easily do that, I recommend, taking a break from your job, staying with a family member who can temporarily take care of you while you're dealing with this. This is something that's helped me a lot. And really go inwards, go into the feelings of depression and really feel into it. Allow it to speak to you with the view of trying to find out more about what it wants to tell you. When we are depressed, it's because there is a part of ourselves, a part of our subconscious mind and our inner and the subtle inner states that lie below the surface of our awareness that are trying to get our attention. And often when it gets to the stage of depression, it's because we've neglected certain parts of ourselves so much that these symptoms have no choice but to kind of really bring us down in a very heavy way. So really take the time out and go into it. Now, what's really going to help you when you are depressed is to really take it very, very easy on yourself. There are a few strategies I want to talk about that are immediately going to help you. First of all, meditation. Meditation simply means taking some quiet time, closing your eyes, and focusing on your inner feeling. And meditation is how I want you to go about understanding depression. All it means is you close your eyes, start to breathe more slowly and deeply. It doesn't matter about the rhythm count, just make sure you're breathing in slowly and deeply with your eyes closed and focusing on the depression. The next thing I really want you to do is to, once you've spent some time getting to know the depression better and finding a place for it in your heart and body, is I want you to make some affirmations for yourself. You can either get some from the internet or make up your own. Write down on a piece of paper some positive energy affirmations about how awesome you are and how beautiful you are. Even if you feel you have nothing to be proud of as respect to yourself, it is really, really important to make some statements describing how awesome you are. Write them down and repeat them to yourself. And if you are depressed, the first few days or even couple of weeks that you are reading to these selves, you're not going to feel it. You're going to feel like you're saying a lie and that you're not, that these statements are not really you and that, whatever. I'll just say, oh, I'm awesome, I'm amazing. But practice getting into the habit of saying those things once you've spent some time going inwards. And it's really important to also look in the mirror, make eye contact with yourself in the mirror as you're saying these positive affirmations. Like, I am absolutely amazing. I am a source of magnetism. I am so handsome. I am so sexy. I am so beautiful. I am the most intelligent, amazing, and awesome person in the world. There is no one else like me. Make eye contact with yourself in the mirror as you are saying these things. Say them in your heart and also out loud. That's very important. Second thing is your diet. So what's helped me is to adopt a plant-based diet. Giving up meat and dairy has been extremely helpful for twofold. First is for nutritional reasons. Meat and dairy are rotting, decaying forms of food, and meat is obviously a dead animal, so it's decomposing, and you're consuming the parasites, and dairy is very mucus forming. Cutting out meat and dairy, eating more leafy greens, more fruits, drinking a lot of water, avoiding processed sugars as well. It's not just about the meat and the dairy, but also the processed plant-based foods can be harmful as well. So I want you to avoid those and take in, but focus not on what you're avoiding, about what you're taking in instead. So eat a plant-based diet, green smoothies, leafy greens, nice salads, and avoid as much as you can cooked and processed foods, both vegan and otherwise. That will be very, very helpful to you. Next thing you need to do is to really surround yourself with podcasts, books about spirituality, about living your greatest version, law of attraction, all of these things. Saturate yourself with those things. Being depressed is such a beautiful and amazing time. As David Lynch says in his talks on transcendental meditation, from there you can only go up, and he's telling the truth. From that place you can rebuild again. So saturate yourself with positive energy and spiritual content. Next thing is, once you've spent a couple of weeks with the meditation, going inwards, saturating yourself with vegan foods and spiritual content, I recommend videos, I recommend books, Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist, The Secret, the works of Arnold Mindell, if you're a bit more scientifically oriented, is great. And saturate yourself with this content. The next thing, a lot of us in this world are very extroverted, or we have some social drive. Surround yourself with people who are going through similar things, or who are in a place where you want to be. People who are spiritually conscious, who have learned how to, people who are very happy and successful, but very importantly, people who are happy and successful, but who have a prior history of acute depression. We want to look at examples of those people and see how they've overcome their difficulties and how they've dealt with their depression and embraced it in order to become their greatest selves. I highly recommend reconnecting with those people through social media. Maybe you can join some Facebook groups, some meetup groups, download some of the relevant apps, find places in your town or your city where such people can meet up and connect with them. And slowly but surely you will learn how to embrace and fully embody your depression, and so that it no longer ceases to have a external control over you, and so that you can live a more healthy an empowered life. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a topic which is very near and dear to my heart, and I wish you all very, very well and the best of luck in your healing and spiritual journeys. This has been Wild Rocket Health with you.